us would like to read again. So.
I've written a few poems about Parkinson's. And one of the district nurses who visited him, a friend of hers, recently done with Parkinson's. But she refused to call it Parkinson's, she called it Cyril. So I thought I was like quite defeating Cyril, which turns out to be the name of the book. Cyril came to stay, you know, but don't let him make you frown. He's overstayed his welcome too, but don't let Cyril get you down. If you let him really depress you, and he'll really go to town, grab him by his metaphoricals, don't let Cyril get you down. He may slur your speech, affect your gait, make you tired, run you down, but remember when you do feel bad, you need never be on your own. As you swim through life's long river, don't worry, you won't drown. There's people here to help you swim. You won't let Cyril drag you down. Cyril can often be a bugger, it's hard to get hurt now. Keep your chin and other bits up till Cyril can be found. So stay happy until that happy day. Take the mickey, go to town. See the funny side of Cyril with the pain, never let him get you down. And a couple of months ago, I was asked to write There was an evening called, they wanted to write a thing called A Letter to My Body. But I wrote this thing, but I couldn't get it for various reasons, so this is just the letter. A letter to my body was requested one fine day. The thought of this intrigued me. I mean, what did I say? I know it already. And I had a little think. They separate mind from body and let the word begin to sink into a shred grey matter and ponder all the day. Would mind get on his body? Well, exactly what would they say? Are you their body? It's you know who. It's me your mind. How do you do? I'd like your help with something. Perhaps I can help you too. I'd like to ask your body for something. It's your help I really need. You know this thing called Parkinson's? How shall we both proceed? We need to work together, the two of us as one. Working both united, let's see what can be done. I won't bore you with the symptoms, as you feel them all yourself. And sit back remembering your youth and perfect health. Don't worry about the things that simply can't be done. Just recall the things you still can do, and recall them one by one. Remember Kai's grandson, just before the age of 2, he saw his knelt down shaking when he really saw to see you. Kai saw his grandpa dancing, it gave such a thrill. He joined right in, his grandson won, and Parkinson scored ill. We shook together and I started laughing, and Kai started laughing too. I had to see the funny side, what else was there to do? I could sit down in the house, never going anywhere, descending into depression, boredom, apathy, despair. Or I could choose to walk the other road, the path I like to walk. Grab Parky, swim me by the balls, and fight the fight and talk the talk. Write down each happy memory as it happens, or I'll bet you'll feel so sad as time goes by the memories you'll forget. Don't let illnesses depress you, do something special every day. Think of something happy or something nice you have to say. Something nice for you to think about, then have some daily fun. And remember Parky's nil and Kai, my grandson, won. One was short, when my daughter came up to me when she was 3 years old and said, "Are people scared of you, Daddy, when they see you on the street?" As an opening line, I have to say, that's pretty hard to beat. That's what Zoe asked me. She didn't mean it to sound bad. She's only aged around 3 or 4, so she thought my face looked sad. I thought I had a happy face. I checked the mirror, saw the frown. Somewhere between my brain and mouth, my smile had turned upside down. I always look on this bright side, on the sunny side of the street. It never rains in my parade, my inner glow is hard to beat. I'm always smiling on the inside, my happy feeling is all aglow, but the mask I wear from Parkinson's just will not let it show. I always see the funny side, I always wear a frown. Don't put off my scowly jowls, always nothing gets me down. It's not put on the outside, it's down life's pathy road. Don't worry, I'm really happy and laughter fills my soul. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, part 4 begins then. And the first reader in part 4, I'm looking at right now, so he is queued up. And reader is Mr. Des Mannay.
Thank you. 3 quickies from me, as the bishop said to the actress. I'll start with something, a bit of anger, a bit of darkness, which is the Dylan one, and then something a bit light to finish with. First one is going to be about the Jobs massacre in Port Talbot. It's a poem called Tatar Tantok, and if you don't speak Welsh, it's Welsh with Tatar for now. My daddy was a steel worker. He worked at Castle Works. Callaghan betrayed Cardiff. It's the last time that he worked. Then my older brother, he worked at GKN. Thatcher and McGregor attacked steel workers again. Then the gruesome twosome turned their minds to coal, consigning miners and communities to poverty on the dole. Now their market madness stripped bare for all to see. a pack of business locusts call time on industry. The gruesome's twosome's love child sits in number 10, watching as the steel workers pay the price again. Robbing cash from poor to rich, David Cameron is a modern day sheriff of Nottingham. He'll buy cheap steel from China while ours pay China's tariffs, all with the agreement of China's favourite sheriff. Tatars, vultures will come for plant, they'll come to asset strip. Occupy the steelworks, don't let them take one bit. The future of Port Albert, I'm sure you realise, could be like pit villages. We need to organise. This government's mean but weak. Let's rip open their eyes. We are the majority when we shout nationalise. This one, with obvious Dylan reference, is called A Child's Purgatory in Wales. Me and my friend Sean, engaged in our favourite game, waiting for the daddies. We toddlers both, awaiting men who looked like giants, donkey-jacketed, back from the steelworks. They would lift us and throw us up into the sky and plonk us on their shoulders. Sometimes my dad would hug me first, and his stubble would dig in my neck. It tickled, and there was a sweetness on his breath, Bacardi and Coke. And then home to a mam who cooked, and later there'd be stories, games and music with brothers and sisters before going to bed, carried over dad's shoulders to a cot in the corner of my parents' room. Morning brought its own uncertainties. Was the bed wet or dry? A dry day was a good day, and mam was sweetness and light, and I would call her from the cot, get carried downstairs for breakfast and play in a garden of apple trees and roses, tinted like my specs. Wet days were dark and stormy like the weather. The room more grey, and I was too nervous to call her. She was the judge you dread as she stormed across the room with a thwack across the legs or a slap on the head. I'll make you dance, she said, like a baddie in a spaghetti western, or shall I rub your nose in it, which was how we punished the dog. That was an age ago. Nothing remains of then except a nervous inner child and a rocking horse they bought me, which still stares at me accusingly from a corner of the attic. The last one is a poem called They Call Me. They call me Atticus because I live in an attic. They call me Platypus because I duck my bills. They call me often until they've had their fill. They call me Sick Note because I'm often ill. They call me a cab but never pay the meter. They call me Mr. Loverman but hope I'll never meet her. They call me an alien though I'm not from outer space. They call me Johnny Foreigner even though I'm from this place. They call me Wildcat when I go on strike. They sound like Norman Tebbit when they say, on your bike. They call me Ivan when I have an awful cough. They call me a dosser when I'm sleeping rough. But all the things they call me won't catch me when I fall. I'd prefer they didn't call me anything at all.
There's Mannay, who sometimes goes by the moniker the hooligan poet. I don't know if the next reader has an alter ego in that way. Maybe he can tell us when he comes to read right now. And the name that we know is Bryan Marshall.
Oh, I don't have an alter ego, and I want one now.
We can find one for you.
You've probably got several. The first poem I'm going to read is actually a poem by Dylan Thomas, and then I'm going to read my version of it. So it goes, it's called Clown in the Moon. My tears are like the quiet drift of petals from some magic rose, and all my grief flows from the rift of unremembered skies and snows. I think that if I touched the earth, it would crumble. It is so sad and beautiful, so tremulously like a dream. And so my reimagining is, frown at the sun. My fears are like the silent shift of shadows from some darkling night, and all my smiles grow from the thrift of slowly glowing far starlight. I think that if those suns touched me, I would stumble. fumble. They gleam in suspended tranquility, so splendidly like my dreams. And then this is a piece of nonsense. I took the name Dylan Thomas and wrote all the words that I could get anagrams of, and this is it makes no sense whatsoever, but that's my life. So. An old man told a lady today, a shady shaman has lands. A lad, a toy, shy, sly, had sold arms. Many a sloth had a dash, to slam a lot and a ton. May yon man slay not my son.